A woman puts a blanket on a poor man and says, "You must be feeling cold." The old man replies, "Thank you very much." A girl standing a little distance away watches and thinks, "Who is this woman? And why is she putting a blanket on this poor man?" Then the woman asks the poor man, "Have you eaten?" The poor man says, "It's been 2 days since I've eaten anything." The girl thinks, "This woman used to be a maid in our house. Where did she get such a big car from?" Then the woman says to the poor man, "I'll bring some food for you." As the woman is about to leave, the girl stops her. "Wait, I want to talk to you." The girl says, "Did you recognize me?" The woman says, "Yes, I recognized you. How are you here? You live in another city." The girl replies, "Yes, I had to come to this city for my studies." Then the girl says, "Tell me one thing. Do you remember when I was little? You were a maid in our house. Now after many years, I see you've become very rich. Where did you get such expensive clothes and such a big car?" The woman says, "At that time, I was very poor, and my son was studying. After his studies, he got a very big job, and now we have everything." The girl says, "I'm very happy to hear that. Your son has become so capable, and you have so much money." The woman says, "If a person works hard, they can achieve anything." The girl says, "You're right." Meanwhile, the poor man says to the woman, "You were going to get me some food?" The girl interrupts, "I'll get you food. Now get lost. Leave this place." The woman asks the girl, "Why are you talking to him in anger?" The girl says, "He sits here all day. If something happens to him, who will be responsible? Did you hear me? Get out of here." The woman says to the girl, "Why do you get so angry with poor people?" The girl says to the woman, "Know your place. I am your former employer, and you are just a maid." The woman replies, "You're talking as if this old man is sitting in front of your house." The girl says, "Yes, this house is mine because the owner doesn't live here, and I pay the rent. So this house is practically mine." Then the woman says, "If he is sitting in front of your house, you should take care of his food and clothing. Instead, you're scolding him. From now on, he will sit right here." The girl says, "Okay, let's see how he stays here." The woman says, "He will stay right here and won't go anywhere." The girl says, "Okay, you've got some money now, so you're acting arrogant. I'll put you in your place." The girl says, "Look, the house owner has arrived. Let's see how this man doesn't leave." A young man gets out of a car and thinks, "What are my mother and this girl doing here?" He goes to them and asks, "What are you two doing here?" The girl says, "This poor man has been sitting here forever, and I'm telling him to leave, but he won't. And this woman is talking about feeding him." The young man says to the girl, "What this woman is doing is right. If she says so, I will take him to my house and feed him." The girl asks, "Why all this?" The young man says, "This is my mother because she's helping a poor man. You have nothing, yet you're trying to chase him away. Aren't you ashamed of doing this?" The girl says, "I made a mistake. I won't do it again." The woman tells the girl, "You shouldn't do this. You should help them, not get angry at them." The girl says, "I apologize. I won't do it again." Then the woman tells her son, "He's very hungry. Take him inside the house and feed him." The son then takes the poor man toward his house. This kind woman deserves a like for helping the poor so wholeheartedly.